It's metal for the masses. It's the only place that plays it harder, faster, and louder than anybody else on live365.com. Joined here with me once again. I want to say this is our third time together. It's my second or third. It's our pal Jeff from the band Titanosaur.
Hey, I never know what to say at the beginning.
It's
Hey,
okay. Hey, what's going on? How are
hey,
you? It's like, fuck you guys. It's all right. You can say whatever you want, whatever comes to mind. Uh, Jeff, sir, um, good spirits, considering everything that's been going on. But
yeah.
I'll let you tell us about it here.
Yeah, no, I'm in good spirits because I don't have a choice. I mean, I'm on the heart transplant list, so eventually that'll happen, and I'm looking forward to that so that I can do tons of stuff afterwards. And yeah, bruised my rib recently, and just going, gotta keep going.
Hell yeah! But you're also writing some music. You got got some new stuff coming out soon. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I was in the hospital from January to February, and I wrote some songs while I was there, some riffs, put some music together, and then after that, I put lyrics to it, polished it up, and added some more songs, and we got an album coming out next. Well, not next, but this coming Friday, the 29th. So really looking forward to that. Finished a video, got a video coming for the song "The Ghosts Are Calling." That's going to premiere on Sleeping Village. So yeah, it's an exciting few couple of weeks that are coming up.
Yeah, and by the time this will air Tuesday. I think it'll already have been aired yesterday. Uh, at the time people will be listening to this, it's weird. Time's always weird when you pre-record interviews like this, but yeah. So it's the 23rd now, Monday the 24th, over on Sleeping Village. You can hear some new Titanosaur, and then on the next day you can hear it on Metal for the Masses.
Yeah.
It's how it's gonna roll, man. It's I take no offense that I have to get the sloppy seconds, but it's okay. I understand. I'm not that high on Jeff's list. It's okay.
The whole business side of this thing is weird. I have trouble with it. I don't know.
It's all good, man. I'm just kidding. So what can we expect off of the new album? It's so for anybody that doesn't know Titanosaur, I mean, I know Titanosaur. I love your music. You're a combination of like a lot of Motorhead, Ramones. You take inspiration from that style of music. You emphasize harder, faster, louder, kind of our motto here on Metal for the Masses. So
Yeah,
what can
man.
we expect from this doozy of an album coming out?
I mean, yeah, I've got a certain style and I kind of stick to that, but I try to grow a little bit. So there's a bit more melodic stuff on this album. I did bring a little more of my goth side to a couple of songs. And yeah, it's more about having fun. The other albums that I put out uh tend to have a more personal edge to them, but this one was more about having fun. Um, you know, Breaking out of the hospital after a month being there. Just want to relax and enjoy life. So,
Is that one of the
um,
songs? Breaking out
uh,
of the hospital.
actually, wait, I'm looking at the list now. Dissolve might actually be about that.
Gotcha. And when you say bringing more of like your goth side, I mean, like I can see you being like a kind of like a typo negative kind of person.
Oh, definitely.
Uh, is there any of that kind of sound here on this next new album?
I guess maybe in the opening track, Bring Down the Sun, and also the single, The Ghosts Are Calling, there you could probably hear some typo in that. Yeah, I would love to be able to figure out how Pete Steele got his bass sound because that's amazing. Um, but this is as close as I'm gonna get.
I mean, we all can't be typo negative. We all can't be Motorhead. We all can't be the Ramones. As much
Yeah.
as we want to try, I mean, like I have my bass guitar and I'd sit there and I'm just like, I wish I could be Steve Harris, but my fingers blister way too fast. So it is what it is, man. We all just gotta figure it out for ourselves and play it however we can. But
Yeah, yeah.
that's cool, man. I'm really looking forward to this new album. So what's the full track list of this album?
Well, we got 10 songs. Everybody's already heard a few of them. Free Your Mind, The World Is on Fire, I'm Still Here, and What's Your Pleasure. Those have already been released. Everybody's heard them. I've remastered them for the album, so they're a little thicker. Um, and then you got six others, ranging from the heaviness, typo negative goth type to really groove metal kind of stuff in the last track in the echoes. So yeah, and I've also got some guest soloists on there. Kazuki, this guy Kazuki is a great guitarist, great songwriter, and he also does guitar solos for me every once in a while. He's in the band. He's one of his bands is Sleepy Drifter. They've got a few songs out right now. And so he's on two tracks, and then on the Ghosts Are Calling, I've got Anthony DeFiglio. He's in a band called Spiritual Chaos out of Florida, and he's an amazing guitarist also. So I'm really lucky to have those guys on, and it's exciting.
That's what's up, man. I really cannot wait to hear this new album. It's always interesting to me whenever I come back and I start listening to more of your stuff, like whenever you release something new or whenever I'm just like, what are we going to play tonight? You know what? I haven't played some Titanosaur in a while. Let's play some Titanosaur. And like tracks like, We're All Waiting and stuff like that. It's it's nice because it's like, oh, like I definitely get to hear like all of the kinds of rock and roll that I personally like as well in all of that. But hearing how you've kind of taken like a new approach to this, having more fun, more melodic, more kind of, I like your little term, happy goth side. It's an oxymoron right there. A happy goth. Could you imagine? It's like seeing one in a bumper car or something like that. Uh, that's that's really something cool. I can't wait to hear it, man. And I don't think anybody else can't wait to hear it either because it's coming out soon. I'm chomping at the bit to air it here on Metal for the Masses, but I know I kind of got to wait in line, which I'm telling you, man, it's like one of those things. I've never been told when you were like, it's airing first on here, so don't do anything with it yet. I'm just like, my first initial reaction is like, oh fuck, I can't do anything. What the hell? What am I gonna do? But it's
It,
awesome, man.
yeah, I had to tell that to a couple of DJs that are like you are good friends online, and I'm like, I feel weird about this, but
Yeah, you were like, hey, there's a new album coming out. I was like, would you want to do like a promo interview? I'm like, absolutely, man. Like, hell yeah. Like, let's do it. Let's set it up. Let's get it going. You're like, awesome. By the way, but it's cool. It's nothing I'm not new to. I mean, like, there's always the weird ins and outs when it comes to releasing music, but it's awesome, man. I'm totally happy for you. With all the shit that you've been going through, following you on social media recently, going into the hospital, being in the hospital for a month. It was only a month, but it felt like you were there for a
well,
longer than a month, man. Like it just
yeah, from January to February was actually 5 weeks, and then I did spend 3 weeks in the hospital just recently, in August.
yeah.
So I mean that's how it's going to be now. It's just I'm going to be in and out,
Yep.
until
I
something happens.
I liked to imagine like you were saying, you're like, you wrote some stuff while you were in there. I'm just like, I just love to imagine like you and like the whole like hospital gown get up, just like for all the people that are going to take that a certain way, get your mind out of the fucking gutter. Uh, I love to imagine you like in the whole like hospital setup, but just like all the nurses have to like rush in and try to like hold you down because it's like this man literally is causing a ruckus.
Well, the great thing is that actually, I mean, a little bit about the whole process. The doctors that I have for the heart transplant thing, they're my team. They all also worrying about the mental side, so they got me a private room, and allowed me to bring my guitar in. So,
Oh,
I had
that's
headphones
awesome.
on and the iPad plugged in and all that. So yeah, that helped me stay sane during those 5 weeks. Um,
Yeah.
so
I mean, like, because for 5 weeks, I mean, other than just playing guitar, was it just like exactly what you think like a hospital would be, like just white walls, you know,
well, yeah,
it,
that was part of
nothing's,
the
there's 300 channels, but nothing to watch. Like,
yeah, that was part of the problem. Another thing that I deal with and sing a lot about is being autistic, and sound is a huge deal for me. And so in a hospital, you hear the same sound constantly,
mm-hmm.
24/7, and so that started to become a problem. But I do have headphones and I do listen to music while I'm there. Watch a lot of stuff on my iPad, a lot of movies, a lot of series binge watching. Um, so yeah, the muted colors constantly 24/7, and the sound. Those were the big problems.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I'm sure the it's everybody's like there's a light hum. It's like no, like there's a loud hum from the lights in hospitals, man. Like it's just it's enough to make you go insane. Just that loud
yeah,
just constantly.
there's the lights, the hum of the lights. There's the hum of the air being blown into the room.
Mm-hmm. There's the
Um,
boop everywhere.
yeah, it's constant too.
Oh, always be it. I know all of this. Like like I can relate to you extremely well just because it's like if I like I'm epileptic, so like if I ever have like a bad seizure, it's like one of those deals where it's like I was perfectly fine. I went to bed and then I woke up in the hospital. It's just it's like one of those like surprise. Are you gonna wake up in your room or are you gonna wake up in the hospital? You never know. It's life's an adventure. But it's just one of those things. Like, I'm medicated, so it's not like I'm living life too much on the edge, but
Well,
it's
it's stuff we learn to live with. I mean,
yeah, but being in a hospital, being like plugged up into shit and just listening to hospital noises, it is enough to literally that's torture for extended periods of time.
yeah, yeah, it can definitely and the food. Oh, that was
Oh, the food.
I
Like dude, like I'm just at a point where it's like prison food
yeah.
is of better quality. And you no matter what, like were you on like the top floor of wherever whatever hospital floor you were at?
No, I was on the fourth floor, so yeah,
Okay.
too bad.
I was over in when I had my seizure, I was actually over in Philly and I was on the top floor. And why they just have like a kitchen somewhere in the
Oh
middle.
yeah.
Like why does it have to be on the bottom floor and by the time it hits me, it's frozen and it's like it's
Jeez.
never like good food to begin with. It's just, oh man, the chicken's rough. All of the veggies are cold and it's just whatever drink they give you is like, would you like juice or water? And it's just like, I don't know. It's tap water or expired fruit juice.
Well, yeah, the thing at the hospital I was at is that they have the same menu
Yeah.
week after week, year after year, and so being there for 5 weeks, I ran out of food to eat because I had PTSD from the smell and the tastes of the
Yeah.
overcooked everything.
And they don't let you order anything into the place, do they?
Well, you can't get delivery, but I did luckily on the transplant team. You also have a social worker, so she worked with me and picked up the food that I got delivered.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so that helped a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it did because I think the longest stint I was ever in was like 6 days. So I can't even say it's like I was in there a full week, but dude, like anything over 2 days, I was like, can I go home? Like, can
Yeah,
I like I don't want to be here any like can I just like can I break out of the hospital? Oh no.
yeah, yeah.
It but my hospital didn't have a here you can go walk in here and play guitar room. It was just a I just think that's the coolest thing. They gave you your own room to play guitar. Was it like an actual like padded room or was it like it had okay.
No, it
So
was just a
there's
private room. It's just they got like 3 or 4 private rooms, and the rest are with 2 people in them at least. Um, but yeah, you had to wait for it obviously because they only have 4, and they were
yeah.
packed. They're always packed because it's in the city in Manhattan. So
Yep. Wow. That's that's really something, man. It's it anyway. I mean, like it's great that everything worked out. It's awesome that you were able to continue to provide us with cool music. You were able to sit down and not go insane if you're stay in the hospital.
well, yeah,
But
one of my worries was that I would be so short of breath that I wouldn't be able to sing. So luckily, I was able to sing because I mean, that's part of Titanosaur is my
yeah,
distinct vocals. So that worked out well.
yep. I mean, it and you mentioned your very distinct vocals. It you do have a very distinct sound. It's not this not to bring up Motorhead because it's just like obviously it's like one of your things, but it's like there's you listen to Motorhead and it's like that's clearly Motorhead. There's no mistaking the vocal style. I mean, like a lot of and I'm gonna say that's just there's a lot of bands out there today, predominantly metalcore bands, and they all like I don't know which one of them isn't Wage War anymore. Because it's just like they all sound like Wage War to me, or they all sound like Invent Animate or whoever, whatever metalcore band is out there now. They all sound the same. There doesn't really feel like there's any nuance to any of them. It just feels like it's copy paste. Here's our new aim, our new name.
Yeah,
This is what makes us more angsty than the band before us. And here you go. Here's a copy of Wonderwall. But it's what it feels like to me. But like with your stuff, it's very distinct. It's you have a very against the grain vocal style. You bring that old school hard rock, that old school attitude. Like I wouldn't even say that, you know, even though we play you here on Metal for the Masses, much like how I remember seeing an interview with Lemmy where he's like he's not a metalhead, he's a rock and roller. He
yeah,
identifies more with the rock and rollers and the punks more than anything else, and like that's your sound sits right in there as well. you
yeah.
know
Yeah, I feel I started realizing about 5-10 years ago, something like that I really make music that has a New York sound to it.
Mm.
You can hear the subways, you can hear the traffic kind of thing in the music.
You can
Um,
hear all the AI you doings.
the, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so you can hear that in the attitude and the vocals and the guitars and the dirt. I hear a lot of people who over process their guitars. I like to have the dirt in them. Um, because I mean, I like the grit. I like there to be some texture in the song. So I guess that's what is making me distinct, different.
Right.
But yeah, I always have a hard time at my heart. Like sometimes I feel like I'm just hard rock. I'm not really heavy metal. And then people are calling me sludge metal, which I really don't understand,
I
but hey,
don't
whatever
I
works.
Whatever works for them. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever works. But like I would say, like, I don't know, like I don't like sludge doom stoner is kind of like all that's a different kind of vibe, man. Like I don't see Titanus. I mean, like maybe if you slowed down a little bit and turn and got a little bit crunchier on your bass, maybe. I don't know. Um I just I just can't see. Maybe I have no idea. Like maybe on like a slower Titanosaur song, I can see how somebody would be like, "That's some sludge right there." I'm just, I don't know.
Well, what I've tried to I don't know, understand about the whole sludge genre is it seems that it has a lot of hardcore in it, in the sound and the attitude. And then I can sort of understand as kind of has seeped in a little bit because yeah, I grew up with hardcore punk. That's what like, or I guess it's called post hardcore. I don't know, but like of Agony and Biohazard and Cro-Mags, stuff that was crossing over between thrash and hardcore.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I grew up with.
Yep, I got you. And it's definitely I don't know, like I play a lot of the this I guess like the I play a lot of Motorhead. I just started learning a lot of Ramones on my bass guitar. Like I just started doing like a lot of like Gina is a punk rocker and stuff like that. And it's you really, for anybody that doesn't play that kind of stuff, you don't understand like how easily or how slippery of a slope it is to just be like, you know what? Maybe this is the right way to go. Maybe this is the best kind of stuff to play. I don't know. If you're a bass player, it's definitely it's definitely more fun to play. You know, it's a lot more I and I don't want to sound like I'm making fun of punk or, you know, hard rock bass players, but it's just like it's just a lot less technical, man. It's just more straightforward. It's just holding the beat. It's not like you're not getting down like lower down the neck trying to be a nerd on the bass guitar. You're very much just like all the way up playing the same couple notes and maybe in the middle for the solo going a little bit more technical, but it's only for a couple seconds or so. Like I don't know, like I play a lot of the Misfits kind of stuff, and Jerry only is not a very technical bass player at all, but it's still just I love it. I love just sitting there. It's like, all right, we're gonna play the same riff the entire way through. All right, Glenn, you got it. Let's do it. it's but it
Yeah,
works.
yeah, no, it's more about for the drums and the bass and punk is just more about keeping the time and keeping the beat.
Yeah.
So they're the foundation, and then the guitar can
The
go
guitar
crazy
is
on
the
them.
technical aspect of everything else.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what punk band you're listening to, some are super simple
Mm-hmm.
like Ramones, or some get more complicated. But yeah, the bass and the drums are the one that are tied into each other.
Yeah. Well, talking more about your album here, you know, we talk about a lot about, you know, you were in the hospital, you wrote a couple things down, you are remastering a lot of your songs. What more is going into, I guess, like the process of buttoning up this album?
Well, there's the artwork. Most of the time, I ask my uncle to help me out. He's a graphic artist, so he did the cover for No One Home and Absence of Universe. But this one I did on my own because he's been really busy. So the
Mm-hmm.
artwork for me, it really has to feel like the songs. So they're always tied together. I'm always trying to put a whole package together, the order of the songs, just in case somebody actually gets the CD or downloads the whole album. They're in a certain order for a reason. Uh, they build off each other. If you put songs in the wrong order, then they lose energy. It just doesn't feel right. So
Right. You don't want to have like a super fast, hot, like all energy song and then go right into a slow song. It's a weird like fall off kind
well,
of.
and it's harder when it's a really fast song and then a mid tempo song, because then the mid tempo feels like it's just dead.
Yeah.
So you got to find a nice balance in there. Um, and yeah, so I asked some friends to help me out with that all the time, and then I listen to that for a week or two and figure out what works. So there's a lot of work going into it.
Yep. So you're talking about the album artwork. I don't think I've actually seen it yet. I'm sure you've posted it. I'm sure it's on your social media page. Can you like describe it real fast?
Well,
Of
it's
course, it's
a
a T Rex.
I don't know if you can see it with the glare, but yeah, there's my T-Rex logo in there, kind of with the I don't know, a star blasting out of its eye, something like that, and an astronaut in the corner looking up at it. So a lot of my covers are involved in space. I don't know why I have a thing about space. So
I mean, Space Dinosaur definitely is like it'll catch the eye. Absolutely, it will. You'll just be like, there's T Rex, space, and there's the astronaut. There's the dinosaur eating a planet. There's laser beams, and
yeah,
like, let
that's
me check this out.
when actually, looking at it and talking about it, it actually kind of does tie into the Absence of Universe cover. artwork. Um, that one I just told my uncle, look, I want the dinosaur in an astronaut suit punching a heart in space. So he didn't know what the hell I was talking about, so I had to do a little mock-up drawing for him. And then he put it together.
It's
And
awesome.
so yeah.
I it's usually my favorite part of any interview talking about the album artworks of a lot of bands, just because it's like my favorite band of all time's always going to be Iron Maiden, and just album artwork was just like that was so intertwined with that band that that's also a big thing that I look at with any band. Like I feel like it we're in such like a depressive state with metal bands these days when it comes to album. Like I never know what I'm looking at because it's usually just like, oh, it's black album backgrounds with scribble black metal
Oh,
name. And I'm just like, everybody's like, you don't know what that says? I'm like, it looks like somebody dropped some sticks, or it looks like, and I can say this because I am. It looks like somebody had an epileptic episode writing this on the album. But it's just like I don't know. It's just like I enjoy like album artwork that is like catchy. Like you walk by it and you're just it catches the eye. It's bright. It's vibrant. You look at it and you're just like, okay, let me check this out. It's not always going to be metal, I find,
yeah.
but surprisingly, sometimes I find that it's not metal. But it's just that's like a big thing that I feel like more bands should be doing. Like a lot of
Well,
bands probably will say that they're not getting noticed. I feel like a big part of that is you're not stimulating visually,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Especially in this age of social media and everything, you got to have a logo that catches the eye. Um, and yeah, I mean, everywhere when you're streaming a song, you also get the artwork popping up. So you got to have something interesting. The other thing is that I forgot to say is that every song has its own piece of artwork also on this album.
Really
So when you get it digitally, uh, you get a digital insert with all the artwork and lyrics.
nice.
So yeah, each song has different artwork. You'll get to see in the Ghosts Are Calling video, they the artwork for that song is on there. So yeah, it
What if I get it? What if I get like a physical copy of it? Do I get like a poster with
uh
all of the artwork?
you know, not yet. We're not up to the
Not.
poster stage yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's I definitely have become more of a buying physical kind of person recently. I my vinyl collection, which is off to my left, is uh is becoming quite out of hand, just because it's like all any band has to do nowadays is say that they are releasing like an LP, and I'm just like, say no more. Like one of my buddies over in Void Keeper, they're coming out with new music and they're releasing a nice like a blue LP. And I already messaged him. I was just like, look, dude, just take my money. Like, when's it come out? Like, that's all I gotta know. And it'll go right over in the stack, and it'll hang out right there. But I got a nice LP actually, all the way from the UK. It was Cuts from the Crypt. It
Ah,
was released. It was Misfits, and it actually came with the original poster. The
wow.
promotional posters that came inside. I was so shocked, and I'm looking at that, and I'm just like, bands really need to just keep doing this kind of stuff. Yes, getting a CD, yes, doing all of everything manually seems like such a chore, because it's like all I really need to do these days is hit download and hit one button, and it all is at my fingertips. But there's just something to be said, man, about holding something in your hand. That just makes the wow factor just something else entirely. But it is
Uh,
money. It
it is.
is. It's terrible, terrible, terrible oodles and boodles of money, which I totally understand.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You can't see it on the camera, but to my right, I've got a big wall of CDs from the 90s and 2000s that I collected. And then I've got in the closet over here, I've got a wall of cassettes. And then I've got LPs over there
Cassettes.
in the other corner. So,
Yep.
I hear you.
Oh man. Well, Jeff, I'm super glad that you're doing all right, man. I'm really honored that you reached out to me to want to talk about your new album here, to want to talk about all the cool stuff that we can expect coming out. I mean, obviously we can expect the new album. That's why we're sitting down and talking. Is there anything else in the works? Are you going to be up to like making any like guest appearances anywhere, you know?
Well, yeah, not live, but yeah, there I am working on a split EP with another band. We haven't actually decided yet when that's happening, so um I don't have a more detailed announcement. But yeah, we're working on split EP, which it's digital, so it's not really a split, but whatever. Um,
Mhm.
but it's sounding really intense and in your face right now, so that's exciting.
Are you
Hopefully
guys
by the
doing
end of the
like
year.
gotcha. Are you guys doing like an Ozzy Lemmy Hellraiser kind of track, or is it just kind of like you do a couple songs, they do a couple songs?
Well, yeah, no, we so they got two songs, I got two songs. We guest on each other's songs, and then we got one full collab song,
Gotcha.
um, where I added some riffs, they added some riffs, and then we'll probably go back and forth on the vocals too. So yeah, no, that we're in each other's faces. Um, the original idea was to do a concept album type of thing, a concept EP, but that's just way too complicated.
That's a lot of work.
It's like,
That's that's like, buddy, like let's just do a couple songs first and see where it goes.
so, yeah, I've tried the concept album thing, and it's just a lot of work.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, man, I mean, I'm super honored to always have you here on the show, and if you ever want to come back, I mean, all you got to do is message me, much like you did, and I'm always here, man. Metal for the Masses is always here for bands like Titanosaur, especially for bands like Titanosaur, man. That's what we're here, and that's what we're all about.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun always coming on. So yeah.
Hell yeah. And September 29th is when the new album comes out. And the new album is called If I Am Forgetting, Sir. I'll let you kind of take the reins from here.
Yeah, it drops, as the kids say, on the 29th. The album is called Echoes. So it'll be on Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, all the fabulous places that everybody streams music from.
Yep. But if you really want to help a brother out, Bandcamp, and make sure that he gets the most amount of the kickback and revenue that he can,
Man,
because
yeah, that'd be great.
it would be, because listen, man, I feel like I'm on my soapbox here every night telling people, stop with Spotify because it's hurting people, it's hurting artists. It's bad, man.
Look, all of my albums, no matter all of my 10 song, 11 song albums are all up for $5. It's nice
Yeah.
and cheap. You get some good music, some nice artwork.
And who doesn't have $5?
You know, it's the price of a coffee nowadays.
uh Maybe, I don't know where. $5 for a coffee, I'd love to know where. That's
I don't drink coffee, so that's what I'm guessing. But
there you go. I think we got to raise that price a little bit. It depends on where you're going. I think Dunkin's a little highbrow these days.
mm,
Starbucks, forget about it. That's like a
geez.
$13 regular. I just make coffee right here in Keurig at home, man. I'm just like, screw all that noise. But
Yeah,
if you got $5, man, look, go to Bandcamp, Titanosaur. His new album Echoes drops on the 29th. Go buy all of the other amazing stuff that he's got up for sale, because we're here to support artists harder, faster, and louder than anybody else. Titanosaur definitely exemplifies that. And just go help a brother out, man. Be
nice.
supportive. Support the scene. Jeff, thank you for being here, man.
My pleasure, John. We'll talk soon, I'm
Hell
sure.
yeah.